Hi and welcome to Talking Sense. My name is Waithaka Gatumia, and today we're talking about how do I identify my value proposition as an entrepreneur. Now, I know this may not be a term that you're familiar with, but we talk about it as part of our training in the entrepreneurship program here at Centonomy. We use a tool called the business model canvas. And in that canvas, you kind of have a picture of your business on one page. And on that page, we have different quadrants that you're going to work on. And two of them are really important. Number one is your value proposition. And number two is your customer segment. Don't worry, I'm going to define them just now, so don't worry about it. I want to paint a picture for you. If you want to tell time, you're spoiled for choice, especially nowadays. Most of us don't even wear watches anymore. You have your mobile phone, and that's good enough to tell time. But let's say you didn't have your mobile phone and you want to tell time. Then you want to buy a watch. A watch is a good example. Now, when you go and buy a watch, and you simply want to tell time, there's some watches that are dirt cheap as 50 cents in US dollars, 50 shillings in Kenya shillings. That's how cheap they are. And if you buy them, they're digital watch, they'll tell you what time it is. However, there are other customers who buy watches just, worth $60,000. When you talk about that 6 million, no, that's not even 6 million shillings, it's, 6 million shillings. That becomes a different discussion. That person is not buying the watch simply to tell time. That watch gives them, you name it, what? Yes, status. What else? It gives them a sense of pride. Yes. It sets them apart. Yes. It shows how much more they have than everybody else. Yes. So they weren't actually buying a watch. They were buying the value that the watch gives them. So for the first person, the value proposition is I need to tell time, and here's a cheap option that I can be able to get. But for the second option, I want to show my status. I already probably know the time. I have enough clocks and watches around my house, but I want to show people how well I am doing. That describes the value proposition. Both people are buying watches, but each one of them is getting a different value from what they're buying. That helps you identify your customer. You see, for the high-end watch that's $60,000, they're not going to be telling people about it'll tell time. No, time is not the factor. They'll tell you about what materials it's made of. They'll tell you about the brand and the history of it. And so that affects how you reach your customers. It's the same thing with food. Hey, I can get a plate of fries from a local joint here for maybe 100 shillings, or I can go to a high-end restaurant, and for the same potatoes that have been put through oil, I can pay even 1,000 shillings. Why? Because when I'm getting the food from the joint, I'm just hungry, I want it quickly. So the customer is looking for speed and is price sensitive. On the other side, at that high-end restaurant, the customer wants an ambiance and they want the experience. That's what they're paying for. They're not really paying for the plate of fries. So when you understand your value proposition, it will help you identify your customer. That's just a part of what we teach in the Centonomy Entrepreneur Program. Check out all the other videos that we've been doing around this. Do subscribe, because this will change your business. See you later.